Hello fledgling community, welcome back to the Silver Phoenix channel, where even if the video quality is terrible, I will try to make it great by the content itself. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking it out. If you are an older watcher, thank you so much for tuning in as well. Today's video is special for two reasons. First one is not as important right now, but the second one is going to be our main focus. A few weeks ago, I promised a custom cherry village using a selected blot palette, and I got a great suggestion to add azalea leaves, and today we are going to focus on building it. This video admittedly does not have a lot of dialogue, as I tend to focus on whatever I am building or destroying than interacting with an audience. Even if I can't see the audience, I just tend to zone out and do whatever it is I am doing. So there's going to be some voiceover, but hopefully it's still entertaining enough for you to keep watching. We begin today's venture by making sure we have all of our materials that we need before proceeding to our destination. In the morning, after a good night's sleep. After that, we will resume our lovely walk, just to promptly fall into a hole, where I will sit for the next 20 seconds, contemplating my life choices to even begin this venture in the first place. Well, that was rude. And we're off up the snowy mountains, through the plains, where I promptly stopped at a village to borrow some hay bales for food for a later date that I definitely will never be using ever again. And we're off again, through a lovely little ocean ravine, to random generation. What the heck? Can dripstone? Yeah, I'm not gonna question that. On the way, we stop by a flower field after taking a lovely spot to rest. Afterwards, we find a smaller cherry biome along a snowy mountainside. Since it is not the biome we are going for, not in size anyway, we continue going, where I proceed to go into another snowy biome, where I fall into powdered snow. Not once, but twice. After this, I raided a pillager outpost with I got a goat horn, a crossbow, my first allays in this world. Then I continued on to find one wolf and two wolves, just to proceed up a cliff and over a mountain to finally reach my destination. Bees! At least I know where to find some honey now. We'll leave that one alone. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I was there for less than 5 minutes when I promptly decided to fall into yet another hole. Bro, what? Okay. Ooh, emeralds. I need a pickaxe. After collecting the jewel, I found myself in the middle of another crime. Leave no evidence. After starting a base camp, it was time to clear out some of these trees to make room for the village. done. With the trees and holes out of the way, it was time to start on some easy foundations and outlines for the future builds, and then time to start building them. Using a lot of the logs I procured with tearing down trees, I was able to get an easy head start on building the outlines for these builds. I am terrible at customizing villager houses, except if the house is like my own. So this time I designed the houses about a week or two ahead of time and built them in a test world to see how they would look with the palette and the selected blocks. So there was a lot of going back and forth between the creative world and this world to make it all come together. But in the end, I actually like how it turned out. I put some cherry leaves on at least the one roof here you're seeing for aesthetic. And over here, we're working on the second build. Yeah, I'm not gonna bore you with that nonsense. So we'll just enjoy the music and this lovely building montage. So I did a little bit of off-camera building as well as decorating, and now it's time to show y'all the final product. And since we're here, we'll start with this house. This is supposed to be the butcher shop. Got our little, we're smoking our meat and potatoes here. So it looked a little better in my head than I could get it in game. But I'm not too disappointed. In fact, I'm actually very happy with it. I'm disappointed that I couldn't get fire to come up. So it's like it treats, for some reason, fire treats like the campfire itself like a slab where you can't smoke, can't go through the slabs. So I had to kind of make it look like, take a different way to make it look like it was like going through and misting all of our products. And if you go down this little path here, we have our cleric shop included with some potion ingredients, a little window for service, and our workstation. This one I had like an acacia, or the savanna biome vibe to it, but it's not. But it wasn't really originally what I was thinking, but it actually came out a lot better than I thought it would. Next up on the route here, this is the stonecutter's house. He's got a very basic, almost bland look, but you know, he's got his station. He can do whatever he wants. This next one is the Fletcher. I'm not sure why, but Fletcher kind of gave me a like mini desert temple vibes, so that's what I attempted to recreate here. He's got a station, his bed. Next we have our little campsite down here. And further along the path we have some more houses. We have our cartography, our paint map guy. This is his house, or will be his house. Over here, this is going to be the shepherd's house. No, the weaver's house. This is going to be the weaver's house once we get him in. And over here, This is the... Okay, I admit I forget the name of the villager that owns this block, but this is his place with like regular orange terracotta and dark oak. And we have a couple different campsites over in these sides here, kind of give it a little homey look. And if you come back down the path here, we have this little house. This I made into like a duo, like a 2-people house. It's for the toolsmith and a weaponsmith. Like they'll have their workstations outside, they'll get to come and go. And then if we continue to down here, this is probably my favorite house. This is the blacksmith. I kind of went for like the plains biome look with like kind of inverted colors and with like a outdoorsy work station. And if we come back down here, we come to the biggest build in this whole thing. This is the library. It does need some bookshelves still, but that's not a big deal. It does have a second floor, not much to it. It's got my dogs, my stuff, my lodestone, and it has 3 different windows that you can look outside and see the village at, which I'm actually very happy with. I think I had one more. Oh yeah, down here, this is also kind of another duo house. So it's a barn with the farm and the animals next to it. So this is gonna belong to the... Crap, I made a second one of those. I'll worry about that later. So so forget the other house that had the loom. This is gonna be the shepherd's house and the farmer's house. So he's got his station over there. This also has a second floor. There's nothing up here right now though. It's just a little empty with this little lantern. So only thing let's see. Got a little garden here with potatoes, carrots, and wheat with 3 different stations. And around, I used moss as paths, kind of like how deserts have sandstone for their village paths. I used almost a similar ground type block. I planted some azalea trees, if you can't tell. And I have these cute little lamp posts. They were going to be a lot bigger, but I hate working with fences, and also I kind of like this. Over here we have some miscellaneous stuff that I have left behind, such as sugarcane and my infinite lava source, and my little cocoa bean farm. All that's needed now is to get the villagers. And luckily there is a snow village not too far away. Cue the time lapse. So we're going to pause there real quick. There is no time lapse. Full disclosure, I spent at least the next hour or a little over an hour bringing villagers to my village, only to bring back 3. Yes, I only need 2 to really get the population going, but I got 1, killed 2 more along the way, and so I brought 2 more on the last trip just to ensure that I've got at least a second one if the third one did not make it. I just needed 2. I will tell you, however, what I did along the way. I found my first white wolf just to lose him later on to powdered snow. I borrowed the village bell and finally got all of my villagers safely to the village and replaced the extra shepherd block that I had with a barrel for a fisherman, and also found a second allay that I had somehow lost along the way back in the beginning. And I got to watch my village grow by 1. Before we end this lovely evening by the fire, I would like to give you the first reason as to why this video is so important. Today is the 1st year anniversary of this channel. That's not very big, possibly, but to me that is everything. I have all you guys to thank for it. It has been an amazing first year, and I thank you all for coming along with me on this great journey. I'd like to thank you all for coming along with me on this 12-month journey, and I hope to give you all a whole lot more years of content. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. This is the only time I will ask. I do not ask every video. I have been asking every 10 videos to not seem like a beggar on that. So this is the only time I will even ask that you consider it. It is free, and you can always change your mind later. Gotta fly. Phoenix out.